Good morning and welcome back to Soul, the podcast series that is short and sweet for the busy individual like you and me looking to live your best life as your best self. So, tell me a bit about you. Do you ever get stressed or overwhelmed? Feel like you're holding everything in or carrying a lot on your shoulders, have a lot on your plate? And when this happens, do you sometimes feel like you need to scream from a mountaintop to let it all out? If you live near a mountain, amazing. Go for it. Wow. As a city person, it's a bit tougher to scream things out. But there are two things that I would like to talk about today that are critical in our practice and lives when you feel like things are too overwhelming. First, find an activity that helps you relieve that. Preferably one that is physical. I know someone who goes shooting, a bit like Robin in How I Met Your Mother. Others, like myself, go for a long walk or go for a run just to let off some steam. And some, of course, engage in more pleasurable physical activities like sex to release some very happy hormones. Sometimes we may prefer to be alone and don't really have the energy to go for a physical activity. And in those moments, it's happened to me before that, let's say I would meet up with a close friend and she'd want to get something off her chest. My immediate instinct was, how can I resolve this? What can I do to help? And really just try and discuss options to make things better. I have found that this does not always help, even if that is our intention. There will definitely come a moment where you don't want to think about solutions. You know it's not the end of the world. If Jenna from marketing is asking you to go print flyers, which is neither sustainable nor your job to begin with, you know it's not that bad, right? It's not like you're losing your job over a very silly error. You know that you'll feel better in a day or so, maybe even less. What you may need is just an ear to listen, some reassurance. Welcome to venting. I am sure you are someone who vents. We all vent sometimes. And if you're not familiar with the term, it basically means speaking your mind and letting everything out. Now, the problem with venting is that the person you are venting to may be listening to react, to respond. It could be that someone is venting to you, and that's your reaction as well, your first instinct. But the key here is to ask the magic question. Do you need to vent? My best friend and I in our uni days also started adding, or do you want advice? Now, these are two very different things. The former is allowing you to speak your mind freely. Get everything off your chest. Swear, groan, moan, punch a pillow if you need, but speak your mind. And then the conversation can stop here. If someone just wants to vent to me, my job is to listen, to nod, shake my head, and to comfort my friend. Our friend may simply want reassurance or maybe just to let out a few tears. Ultimately, when we're venting, we know that things will be okay. It's simply a mental activity to release some steam. Now, if our friend wants advice, this is where the next step is brainstorming solutions, comment in a kind and helpful manner on what was said, and work together to help your friend put the mental puzzle they've got in their minds together. Really, the key is not to offer solutions when someone wants to let things out. Most times, you and I know how to resolve our own problems. We just need to let them out. I can't emphasize enough how important the vent versus the advice and solutions question is. It can actually save some relationships and even strengthen them. But of course, everything takes practice. Next time you're venting, or someone is venting to you, communicate. Do we want to vent, or do we want to work on solutions? Step by step, day by day. Thank you for your time today, and see you next week on Soul.